First and foremost, I want to say Kalalal, Yahweh, Bashem Yoshai, Bashem Rakar Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to all the brothers that's pushing this work in all sincerity and in truth. And the brother Yahya from the James Kingston, Jamaica camp, here with a quick lesson. Basically, this one is dealing with people's vain opinion. Now, when you're making a judgment should not be based on opinion. What's an opinion? An opinion is a view that's held, that's not necessarily factual or based on concrete or absolute knowledge. It's based on your feelings. No, the scripture doesn't support that. Scripture tells us, prove all things and hold fast to that which is good. Now there are so-called propagandas going around speaking about the men of the nation of Israel. I've heard some of the things that I've heard is that we are abusive, we are rapists, and the list continues. I've also heard that we are homosexuals. I've heard so many negative comments from individuals that does not have any proof of this. We none of us has been arrested for abusing women. None of us has been arrested or tried for pedophilia or rape of any sort, right? Not to my knowledge. I've not heard of anything like that. And if there was a case like that, I'm sure that the elders and apostles of Great Millstone would put those members away from outside the camp. Put those members outside the camp, right? Now, there's a terminology that you call this when individuals put their vain opinion on a group or on a person. It's called trial by public opinion. Now, trial by public opinion is when you use mass media to influence a particular stance in the eyes of the public that goes for or against a particular individual or group. Now, what does the scripture say about this? Right? Because in everything we have to judge righteous judgment. If you're not adhering to judging righteous judgment, then you are a deceiver, and basically you're an adversary. Right? The word adversary goes back to Shaitan, which means that you are a part of the organization of the devil. Right? When you're coming up against the truth. Right? So now this is the book of Ecclesiasticus chapter 3 verse 24. It said, for many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion had overthrown their judgment. Right? An evil suspicion. They are suspicious, evil. They have an evil suspicion that's against the truth that overthrow their judgment, and that's rooted and based on emotions. Not because you don't like something doesn't mean that it's not the truth. Right? Scripture say, have I become your enemy because I tell you the truth? Right? When someone tell you the truth, that just goes to show that majority of our people don't like truth, man. You understand? Because your feelings are hurt, that means that whatever you're saying is not welcomed. And what is being said is the truth. Right? The scriptures has within it the doctrine that they call, that society calls the rape doctrine. Right? Now we understand why that clause was placed in the scriptures and what was the purpose of it. It made a provision that instead of becoming a female becoming defiled, she will become a wife. Because when that happens, that the law was that the man should pay 50 shekels of silver unto the damsel's father, and then she shall become his wife. He shall not put her away all his days. So now, what would you rather? Would you rather that she become defiled and dwell without her husband, right? Or that she have a husband? That's the purpose of that clause, so that you don't have any defiled members of our society, right? But today's society goes against that clause, and they don't make provision for that clause to be enacted. So many And it says, for many are deceived by their own vain opinion. Right? This is not about your own emotions, man. This is about life and death, good and evil. And the scripture tells us that the laws of the Heavenly Father are perfect. Right? It said, without eyes thou shalt want light. No, you don't have a vision to foresee what basically transpires when you lead away from the laws. Right? When you let your emotions lead you. When your emotions lead you, you're led into a deeper state of darkness. So without eyes thou shalt want light, because you cannot see afar off. The scriptures is basically why this word say, the scripture say, the word shall be a lamp unto thy feet and a light unto thy path. Right? Without that, you lead on in darkness, right? Being influenced by your feelings, which is not necessarily right. You understand? It says, profess not the knowledge therefore that thou hast not. Now, when you professing things that you knowledge that you don't have, as we say, an opinion is basically having a feeling that is not necessarily based on facts or true knowledge. So when you're professing knowledge that you don't have not, right, you're walking on in darkness, man. So the scripture say, profess not the knowledge that thou hast not. Right? And when you do that, you're being a talebearer and a liar. Your opinion is causing you to be a talebearer and a liar. Right? You're going against the scriptures. Right? Now, this is the book of Ecclesiasticus chapter 11 verse 7. Said, blame not before thou hast examined the truth. Understand first and then rebuke. In every situation, when you're making a judgment, you have to understand clearly what's taking place, and you have to consult the scriptures to make a keen judgment on whether an issue is right or wrong. There are countless amount of examples that transpire within the scriptures, right? So blame not before thou hast examined the truth. Understand first and then rebuke. Answer not before thou hast heard the cause, neither interrupt men in the midst of their talk. So answer not. Don't give out your own mind, what your mind think is right or wrong, before you examine the cause. And how you examine something. When you're examining something, you use a measurement, you use a standard. The standard that you're supposed to use is the scriptures. The scriptures tell us that the spiritual man judgeth all things. Right? Now when you're spiritual, it's not about your feelings. Right? A measurement doesn't measure by how much you feel it is. It measures accurately by how much it actually is. You see? That's the actuality of things. So when you're judging a situation, you're judging a matter, it's not about your opinion. You have to apply the measurement to it, apply the standard. Then you see what's supposed to take place. Right? Then you see the precision of what's happening. And you can make a judgment keenly. Right? You can make a judgment with light, which the light is the scriptures. Right? So get this. What we see now, when individuals are making blind judgments that's not based on the scriptures, is basically judgment falling in the streets, and the scripture tell you about that. Right? This is Isaiah chapter 59 verse 14. And judgment is turned away backward, and justice standeth afar off. For truth is falling in the street, and equity cannot stand. Truth is singular, truth is constant. Now, when you have things that is adverse to the truth, truth is being fallen in the street, and the majority are not adept with what the truth is. I understand? So therefore equity cannot stand, equity cannot enter. It says, yea, truth faileth, and he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey. When you depart from evil, when you depart from the westernized mindset, the westernized philosophy, you make itself a prey. You understand? When you depart from the common mindset of this society that is adverse to the scriptures, you make yourself a prey. You understand? You're like the black sheep in a mass of white. Right? when you try to not be conformed to this world, right, then that's the point in time when you start to basically attract a particular judgment that is based on people's vain opinion, which is not comely to the truth, right? So he say, yea, truth faileth, and he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey. And the Lord saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment, right? Now the Lord is displeased because majority of the individuals now is taking things from opinionative standpoint, and there is no judgment. Understand? So trial by public opinion is wrong, right? You have to make righteous judgment in all situations, right? And how you make righteous judgment? You make righteous judgment by consulting the word of the Heavenly Father, as the scripture has said, the word is a light, is a lamp unto thy foot and a light unto thy path. And with that, I hope this lesson was edifying unto the elect. I hope this lesson has clarified a lot of members, a lot of questions that watchers are asking. Understand? Because when the scriptures tell you that about the doctrine of rape, it didn't say that we should do it. Understand? Because right now we are not the one in rulership. The scripture says all things are lawful, but all things are not expedient, basically meaning profitable. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself before thy time? It is not the time right now where the law, statutes, and judgment of the Heavenly Father is firmly held in high authority in this society. So there are particular laws that we cannot enact. We cannot go out there and slay homosexuals. We cannot put people to death as what the scripture said to do. You understand? So all things are lawful, so but all things are not expedient. If we do that according to the laws of the society, we would be put in jail. So therefore, what we do is to basically do what the scripture says to do, which is preach the word in all sincerity and in truth. Understand? Don't waver from the truth, but establish the truth. Right? And a part of the truth is that the doctrine of rape, it exists. We know why the provision was made for that law to be placed into it, but it's not now is not the time to enact that law. Understand? And with that, I hope this also was edifying unto the elect. Shalom.